I was told that there were technical issues, and then nobody was responding to me, so I was assuming that nobody could hear or see me still. So let me know. Let me know. I'm going to wait for a couple people to hop on before I get going here. See if they do or not. I see one person on. Let me know, whoever's in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me. I'll wait. I want to make sure people can hear me before I get going here. I see a couple people. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. Okay, Annika can hear me. I ended the last stream, Annika. I wasn't sure if anybody could hear me because nobody was responding in the chat. So, okay, cool. All right, we're just going to jump right back in them. Finishing off Scorpio here. For all those who are coming on here, I will just leave this last message. Somebody is going to be ending a long-term relationship, or not Scorpio, maybe Scorpio, because they're the ones coming to mind here, maybe with a Scorpio. I was reading for Aquarius. So Aquarius or Scorpio, I have the death card. That might be why I was thinking Scorpio. So expect endings and new beginnings in love here. Expect the partnerships that are not divinely aligned to break up during this time or to completely change forms. Relationships are going to be ending or completely changing form. So that's a final message for Saturn in Aries, for Aquarius, and maybe for Scorpio. Clear. All right. Now we're going to complete this with my beautiful Pisces, talking about Pisces, who has this energy happening in their second house in their solar chart. So this is the house that is traditionally ruled by Taurus and Venus. This has to do with money, finances, what's mine, right? The me energy. This is the energy of our material world. It's also the energy of what we value and how we value ourselves. So as you're moving through this transit of Saturn and Aries, there's going to be a big emphasis for my Pisces and for anybody else who has this transit in their second house in their natal chart upon this energy of how do I value myself and how do I see that reflected in my material world? We always talk on here about how the two main areas where we can see our level of self-love reflected back to us are our bank accounts and our relationships. So this is going to be a reality check for my Pisces around these two areas. And this is going to be an opportunity wherever we find Saturn. Saturn wants us to take responsibility. And he wants to show us the blessings and the empowerment, particularly in the sign of Aries, which is all about empowerment, that we can find through taking responsibility for things. So he really wants us to look at that. Pisces, anybody who's having this transit in their second house, how do I take responsibility for my energy? If I'm not seeing my value reflected in the outside world, how can I love myself that much more fiercely? How can I work through and discard some of those old belief systems and perceptions of myself as being unimportant? I know a major belief system for me that I had to work through had to do with that. This energy of my needs not being important, my feelings not mattering. Some of you may be finding that that's something that you're needing to tackle with this transit as well. There could be, because remember, we talked about this more in the first half of the Zodiac video that we did last week. But Saturn constricts before it expands. So as you're going through this transit, Pisces, you may notice your bank account's constricting. You may notice opportunities seeming slimmer. You may notice that you're having to stretch that dollar a little bit further in the beginning. What this does is it forces you to think outside the box. It forces you to really budget. It forces you to look at, all right, how can I bring more abundance into my life? Where does this lack stem from? Because it's not, like we said, this is an internal thing that's manifesting outwardly. How can I handle that inner lack and allow that inner lack, once that inner lack becomes abundance, we see that in our outer world as well. What was the reading that we were just doing that was talking about this? I feel like some of my Pisces might want to watch that one as well. I can't remember which one. Somebody drop it in the chat if you can remember which one we were that was talking about self-love and self-value and sort of that material aspect of things here. And yes, I am on TikTok, Billy. And thank you, by the way. Hello, Anthony. Hello, Garg. Hello, Vicky. What else do we need to know for my Pisces? I think we might switch decks too. We'll get a few cards out of this deck though. We got the Eight of Wands in reverse. All right, so this is slowing down, losing momentum. Got the full moon, illuminated subconscious, and this is your card as well, Pisces, the moon. And we have the Six of Wands, pride before the fall. Interesting. I'm feeling the energy of cycles being very important here. Very powerful. Becoming aware of your cycles, your emotional cycles, your energetic cycles. Something that I found really interesting, and this is why having your galactic chart done can be really illuminating as well. I found my Mars was conjunct this black hole, this really powerful black hole out in space. And there's a certain type of cyclical energy signature connected to that. And where Mars represents your vitality, your stamina, your physical energy, that Mars, ruler of Aries, right? There was something to that of like understanding my energetic cycles. It was really fascinating. So there's so many different ways that we can begin to understand ourselves through understanding our charts and understanding our energy. But there's something of you beginning to understand your own energetic cycles and how to work with them, your own emotional cycles as well. How to work with them in a productive way is what I'm feeling. You may find that things that had movement, areas of your life where there was movement, all of a sudden come to a standstill. And if that's the case, it's because you're supposed to take a closer look at something. You're supposed to get a deeper awareness of something here. And for some of you, it is this energy of the ego. There's something within the ego that needs to be illuminated. For some of you guys, this is a self-centered type of behavior. And Saturn and Aries, Aries is one of the signs similar to Leo, who is sometimes known for self-centeredness. All right, so we are going to be examining those aspects of ourselves as well, those aspects of our energy. It's important to look out for ourselves, but it's about finding the balance, right? Just like everything. This is also where it's saying humility and a balanced appreciation for yourself, your strengths, is an asset. But being overly vain or prideful can be a downfall. Where is it that you've been too proud in a situation? For some of you guys, since we're talking about second house energy here, this could have to do with money. This could have to do with finances. Maybe you're too proud to ask for help. All right. For some reason, it's a totally different context in the song, but I'm thinking of that Salt and Pepper song, like Ain't Too Proud to Beg. I'm not saying you need to beg for anything from anyone here, but I'm saying you might need to ask nicely for what you need. Chariot, strength of will. And this is ultimately here, and this is Cancerian energy here, but this is what Saturn and Aries is teaching all of us, this strength of will. How to be determined, how to be focused, how to move forward despite the perceived obstacles, how to turn those obstacles into opportunities, right? How to employ the advantage method. Everything is working out for me. How is this working out for me? How can this benefit me? How can I use this to my advantage? Somebody, if you've been dealing with a narcissist or you've been dealing with somebody with these sort of selfish, self-centered type of energies, I feel like their true colors are showing through. Particularly if you've been able to recognize this, but other people haven't been able to see it. That's an energy that I'm feeling as well. There might be a situation where you're being called to stand up for something, where you're being called to stand in your power, to fight for what is yours. It's like that energy, that balance between like know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Got the Queen of Cups here. There's your energy. Empathy, intuition, connection. Got the 10 of Pentacles. And then we got the Page of Cups in reverse with the Hermit. Interesting. Some of you guys may be buying a house during this cycle. And I'm feeling for some of you that this may involve being displaced first. Like it may involve the insecurity of not knowing where you're going to live temporarily. But ultimately this is leading you. There's a stability that you're being called to cultivate, to bring in here. And this is going to be particularly powerful for those of you who've had to or felt as though you had to depend on other people for a long time. It's like self-sufficiency, emotional sufficiency, self-sufficiency, not just when it comes to money and the material world and possessions, but also when it comes to your own emotional needs, learning how to meet your own needs. This is really powerful. Yes, some of you guys may be inheriting property. There's this, I'm really feeling that energy of property, of the home for some reason. Some of you guys too, it's like you're healing deep wounds from your childhood. Wounds connected to, I really feel somebody here had a narcissistic parent. Or you grew up in that type of energy. And there were some real blockages around money, around security, emotional stability as a result of that. And I'm really feeling an opportunity to heal those as Saturn moves through Aries here. And to walk out away from this transit feeling very confident, feeling very clear about who you are, about what you want, about what you deserve. And really receiving that, which is really beautiful. Hello, Madam Chakra. Yeah, the 7 of Wands energy is like really needing to stand up for yourself. For some of you guys, to stand up for your family, to stand up for what you believe in, to stand up for what you know you're worth. That's the challenge. You may meet a lot of people around this time who want to tell you your worth, who want to determine your worth, who want to find you lacking. You have to be the one to stand up and know what you're worth, even if you're not getting it reflected back to you. That's the first step towards switching this energy. Because it's not going to be reflected back to you instantly. Even as you begin to change internally, remember there's a lag time in our physically manifested world. Yeah, some of you guys, you are going to end up meeting a romantic partner who sees and values you for the beauty of who you are. Some of you guys, maybe you're connecting or marrying into money here. But first there's this, it's like the inner stability is going to need to come first regardless. That's like end of the transit if you do your work, maybe. All right. Or maybe I'm feeling for somebody you did marry into money, but that was not, perhaps that was that narcissistic energy I'm picking up on. And now you have to decide, do I leave that and know that I'm capable of creating that stability for myself? Or do I stay stuck in this energy because I'm afraid of what happens if I leave? That's going to be for somebody here. For others of you, you may have a connection or a partnership that other people don't understand that you feel like you have to fight for. I feel like for somebody too, like maybe you or this person is going through a divorce or going through some type of separation from somebody. Something where they're trying or you're trying to like separate assets. But overall, this is about like fighting for what you love. Putting your whole heart into something and not giving up. Even if other people don't understand it. Yeah. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. That's that rags to riches energy that I was picking up on for, who was it? Capricorn, maybe? Coming through again here. All right, let's see. We're going to close with a couple Intuit Oracle cards here for my Pisces. Woo! These cards are so slippery. All right, when did we get there? Mutable. The end. Changeable. You are a mutable sign. Clear. That's your natural energy. Oh, thank you, Canal. Yes, I get that a lot. All right, let's see here. They're not going to shuffle like that. We'll just shuffle them like this. Any final cards for Pisces here? Ha! Someone just says marriage, right? Boom. There's marriage in the cards for somebody. Didn't I say someone marrying into money possibly here? And we've got Firefly on the bottom of the deck. This is Soul Spark, Creative Spark, Light Code, Self-Discovery, Chemistry. So that's a really, really powerful chemistry with somebody here. Ooh, I see we got some people in the chat who are engaged or getting married. There you go. Ooh, and the child. So somebody might be getting a whole family here. With the Scythe here, this is also endings, though. Interesting. Liberation, though. Something very unexpected. So for somebody, this is unexpected. This proposal. I'm feeling for somebody like you thought that they were going to break up with you and then they proposed to you or something like that. Somebody might have a daughter or have a child already. There might be like a child that's kind of like part of the deal here. Got the letter here, communication. And the water element. Deep intuition, romance. Oh, interesting. So this is like, this feels like love letters. This feels like whether this is like old school like that or whether this is like through social media, you know what I mean? Like through texting, connecting with each other. A lot of the words, right? A lot of that verbal energy. This could even be like a distance thing for some people. Initially. And maybe that distance overcomes, maybe for somebody it's like a financial thing initially of why there's distance here between the two of you. Or you just met, online, you met through some type of place like that. Or even like I'm feeling something interesting left of somebody like through a job where like you email back and forth and stuff like that for somebody. But definitely like writing out stuff, and there's like a lot of that. And I gotta tell you, for whoever this is, sometimes there's a learning curve when you meet somebody online or when you start connecting online and then you meet them in person. It's like you have to meet them all over again. But I feel like that spark is going to be really active, just as active in person as it was, even if it takes a minute of adjusting. Oh, this is so interesting. It's really resonating with some people, huh? But this feels really good, whatever this is. This feels like a very positive connection here. Got the woman here. Girlfriend, fiance, divine feminine energy. I feel like there's a real healing of someone's divine feminine energy here when you come together. Like this final piece of the puzzle here. Like you've been doing a lot of the internal healing, and this helps to heal it. This helps to heal that last piece. And that's the energy of being valued, of being seen. Interesting. I do personal readings as well. If people are interested in those, reach out to me, email me. My information is in the description box below. But the warning here from Spirit is don't allow this person, don't allow yourself to start looking at this person like the answer to all your prayers. Don't allow this to disempower you. Like, I don't need to do anything else because I have this person, right? Like, don't let them be your security. Don't let them be your stability, your rock in every sense of the word, where you forget how to be that for yourself too. Yeah. Yeah, and don't be overgiving either. Absolutely. New moon makes a really good point there. And that's maybe what this Saturn and Aries transit will help with, because it is all about independence. It's all about finding our own footing. Pisces energy, which we're reading for right now, it is the energy of divine union, but it's the energy of dissolution, right? Losing ourselves in another, of melding. We have to sometimes have some sense of boundary in order to remember who we are, to not lose ourselves completely in another. We got the light bulb and the Milky Way. All right, so a final message here for my Pisces. Some of you guys, also, if you've been trying to break through, if you've been perhaps working on a business, something to do with the internet or social media or any of that, I do see a breakthrough coming with that. Whether in the approach, whether you're actually going to go viral or you're actually going to get that momentum, or you're going to get an opportunity to expand what you're doing. Networking is really favored, so make sure you're putting yourself out there, especially right now is a great time with the Gemini new moon energy as we're filming this. All right. Or it's like you're going to get a breakthrough of a new approach or a new way that you want to do things. And that breakthrough is gold, whatever that is. So that's a couple final messages there. All right, you guys. All right. The moon coming through again, you guys. Work with this new moon. The energy of this new moon is so powerful. All right. Work with your divine feminine energy. Remember, Saturn starts out his transit conjunct Neptune. This is all about creativity. This is all about Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, these spiritual realms. All right. So play around. Play around. Explore. Don't overly commit to anything, but definitely explore yourself, explore your dreams, explore your desires, explore your own unconscious. Be aware of what's coming up within your own psyche. Shift those belief systems that aren't serving you. All right? This is the time. Any of you who follow me on TikTok, I just put out a video on how to work with the energy of this new moon if you're finding this around the time of the new moon in Gemini. Even if you're not, you can work with the energy of the galactic center anytime you wish, and that's what the meditation's about. So go check that out. All right. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here with me today. I will see you next week. Clear. Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Daylight Time, whatever the hell we call it right now, unless otherwise noted. Appreciate you all so much. And hello, Kat, by the way. Much love to you all. I'll see you again soon.